So we're starting our session with Saxion University, and the rest of the colleagues are about to join. Let me see where are the rest of our colleagues. Hold on. I guess they're online. Yeah, they're online. I already gave them the link.
Need to be in the picture.
Yeah, well, they have the link.
Hello.
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 So here we are.
There are two of you over there?
Yes.
I see, yes. Hello. Can you hear us?
I hope I am recording the session to keep a record, and in this way, other members that will join the team could be updated.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Useful, nice.
Yeah.
So to start things off, well, nice to meet you again, of course. I see another teacher wants to join us in this room, so. Sorry.
There we go. Just stop.
We just started.
Okay.
To start things off with, I sent you our plan of approach. Did you read it?
Yeah, I saw it, and I have some questions that maybe when you explain me a little bit more, maybe they're clear, or yeah, I can make them later.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But maybe first, first to undo, at least for you. Nobody's new for me. Okay. Maybe Bogdana, you could shortly, well, you discussed earlier, but to my colleague, Jeroen, and Jeroen as well to Bogdana.
Hi. Well, it's the first time Jeroen as teacher is here, so maybe if we introduce each other.
I don't think they hear us.
Do you want me to start, or Bogdana, or
Yeah, it's okay.
starting this?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, I was here last time as well. It was just that you could not see my face in the screen. So my name is Bogdana Namsu. I'm a professor in public administration, but at the master level, I mostly teach classes that are related to I am not an architect or landscape, but my interest in urban design, to the physical planning, and mostly with certain elements of physical planning that play a role. So my interest is mostly in ways in buildings, but not necessarily just buildings, also in how you can improve the quality of places, how you can design better public spaces for certain groups of people, such as for students or small children. Why I'm interested in this project, which combines a little bit of how you can improve the use of public spaces, but it also has more of social dimension, which deals with the responsibility of the university towards the community, the university.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
You want to introduce?
So there's one of that, something. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Should I introduce myself again?
Yes.
Okay, I am Luis Alvarez, currently taking the Master of Community Development and Urban Planning here at FSPAC. I have a degree in mechanical engineer. I graduated in 2000. I start to get involved in community development in 2007 in my own neighborhood, and because of the things that I start doing, that basically were how to put people together by other neighborhoods, and by getting invited by other neighborhoods, I found a lot of passion in this job. And actually, I have a consulting firm called Hola Vecino. I love neighbor. Mm-hmm. Right now, the opportunity that I'm having to professionalize my activities, it's a great opportunity because I have the street experience and I am having the academic experience. My focus is really how to other type of relationships between people, institutions, and government.
Okay. Thank you. Sounds familiar. I find it interesting. I studied urban geography, and in urban geography, you always have the people and also the buildings or the neighborhood. And I think, and the group of the persons here will do the research about the behavior and behavior of where do people live, study, but also and how do they travel between these spots. So I think a lot in common. So that's nice.
Yes, yes it is.
Well, and the others know each other.
We should know each other by now.
We should know each other.
So for the project, you read our plan of approach, right?
Yes, I read the plan that you sent us.
Okay.
You want me to start asking things, or do you want to certain stuff?
Well, just start and tell us what you think misses or is good or should be better. Just tell us what you think.
Yeah, sure. Well, I did some notes related to the paper that you sent me, and I think we are in the same channel of needs. Might have a different approach, but I think that also there's some mentions in the paper that you could have the same approach. And what I mean about the same approach is that in our case, we're doing an assessment of a research right now of gathering data. Then we're going to do an intervention on the parking lot, as you mentioned in the paper. And then we're going to check if things change. Between FSPAC members and the neighborhood by the interventions in the parking lot. So while we're doing this, we're also trying to figure out where people come from. So this relates to your project, the roots and the origin of people. We are concerned of this aspect because it will be part of the topics that need to be handled while trying to do this project. We need to have strategies on how we can improve the mobility experience of the community in FSPAC. Yeah. So we're taking the advantage of not only going and doing a research of really like the perception of our immediate environment, but we're also taking the perception of, we call it a 10-minute walk area. Because since the faculty is not in a neighborhood, let's say, it's in the peripheral area of the center, the boundaries, let's say, we're taking this approach right now to solve the issue of from where to where should we study, where should we do something. So influence, we're trying to measure the influence that we have on it and what's our perception on it. And also we're trying to see the perception of the parking lot. The project. And these two scales are going to be measured again when we are done with the interventions. That basically the interventions will be using the assets that we have. For example, we have in the faculty theater, cinema, chess. So there's different student groups that have activities inside the building to take them outside. And see if by taking the activities outside, we're not only giving another use to the parking lot, but we also stepping forward into the community, into the neighborhood. So basically, that's what we're doing. So if I relate it to your project, start sharing the tools that we'll be using, because I haven't seen the survey. You say that you have a survey to measure this, but right now we do have like a tool that, in fact, today was finalized, let's say in some way, or validated, which you can see in the Basecamp. I just uploaded it a couple of minutes ago. That we're doing, and the tool that we're using, which is I can show you just the physical shape. It's this paper. It's an A3 paper, and you can see the details from there of the area, and you have the questions. Maybe that could be a starting point from what I saw of your plan that you sent me. I know that you have a survey somewhere. I haven't seen it, but maybe that can contribute, and we can share ideas with that survey.
Nee, ik hoorde het niet wat dit laatst zei, sorry. Wat, can you repeat, sorry, can you repeat your last sentence?
We are, I mean, to find out what is our actual relationship with the surrounding area of the faculty.
Yeah.
That tool that you can access to it in Basecamp. Be part of the discussions, and maybe the way that we could start working like a same tool or a same way to approaching, or just to find a way to connect them.
Yeah, so this is really I see some questions over here at the document, but the people who do this, they go outside, they go to the parking lot, and they just ask people randomly, would you like to answer some questions? Or how do you spread these questions?
Well, I have to upload the guide. There's a guide to do this process where you present yourself, and since these are mapping sessions, you have to engage with the participant, and to have the person feels really oriented in the map. It helps you to follow certain steps so that you can engage with the participant, and that you can really have like valuable answers. Right now, the test is called Test A. Basically, we're not doing the survey, I mean, not the sessions outside in the parking lot. We're doing them inside the building. Okay. So first, this is the first approach. This is the first test, let's call it in some way. So the reason we're doing it inside is that I did some tests outside in the parking lot. Yeah. And as you can see, some of the questions, it asks you, what do you imagine in the parking lot? And the kind of answers that I was getting in the parking lot and the ones that I was getting inside the building. These things needs to be tested. You're gonna need to do tests about your tools. Be very different scenarios, the ones that we have here in Cluj, and maybe the ones that you have over there. If it's necessary, I can show you the first format we use, and it really changed through time. I mean, right now we are in the format number 6. Each time it changed a lot. It started with several pages and a map and a lot of things on a table, and now it's only one piece of paper. The evolution of the test, it depends the environments that you have to do these mapping sessions with the people. It depends on a lot of variables that I don't know which ones you have over there, but I saw that over here was very to test them and to get to a tool that you feel that it will be like the most appropriate, let's say, in some way.
Yeah. So do you suggest we take your way of asking people and we compare it to ours, and then we find the best of both?
That could be one way. I think that, I mean, if you see value in the tool that I have right now, for you, the idea is that you feel free to take whatever you feel that it's necessary or that you think that is good idea. I would love to show you like the first tool so you can see the evolution.
Yeah. Maybe that at least is good as well, because you also developed some sort of a method and to test more or less both. I think that would be quite valuable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's, perhaps this is more of a comment in response to the first question that was addressed, how Luis is going to select the people who are going to participate in the mapping exercise. I think that this is something that I have to think about once he takes his map outside of it. FSPAC, mainly because there are, I would say, two categories of for the neighborhood more generally and for the parking lot more specifically. So on the one hand, you have the regular users and the people working in the neighborhood, the parking lot, and the entire area spaces. And then you definitely have like the users, and most likely we are interested in the group. I had the same question for Luis last time, and the teams of students who is working with, they have to come up with some sort of way or methodology in which to
We now got stuck.
Can you hear us? Waardeloos. Ik hoorde haar heel slecht.
Ja, ik zou wel eens wat vragen of iets naar voren gaan.
Ja. Louis, are you there?
Vaguely. Kijk, zo heen. She's looking up to him.
Louis, are you there? Okay, we have no image. You have just only your voice for now, I guess.
Yeah, but for some reason the quality of the sound is a lot better without the camera. So.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some problems here as well. We have some difficulty with understanding you, but yeah. Please continue where you were.
Well, I don't know where you stopped listening, more or less.
Well, we try to listen, but still hear everything. That's, yeah.
But as Bogdana said, if I'm right, it's really about getting the community and getting the public space to give it to the people and to make students and local residents use it.
Yeah.
Yes, are you there?
I think take out the video on your side. Let's see if taking your video also improves this, because
okay, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of
okay.
Yeah, and I think we should consider maybe other ways to do it. I had several chats in the past using the connection of the faculty with Mexico and with Spain, and the connection was very good. I don't know what to tell you about your connection really, because I tested with other regions and it worked fine. So for further connections, maybe we should reconsider the type of connection that we're using.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but for now this works.
Okay.
But as Bogdana was saying, it's really about getting the people from the community, from the neighborhood, and also the students to get to one place and to socialize together and to work together for a nice public space.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really what Bogdana tried to say. We could not hear it very well.
What I was trying to say, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
My point was that one of your previous questions was how is MIS going to select the people who are going to be involved in the mapping exercise? And I said that this was one of our concerns as well, because at a certain point you will have to move from the inside of the school, testing the mapping instrument on students and professors. You will have to take the instrument outside of the school building and to actually test it on community. And over there, I think that he will have to come up with strategies through which he will be able to distinguish between the sidewalks and people who are more or less present in the neighborhood on a daily basis, and those people who are just passing by.
Are you there?
We're here. Can you take the video off of your side, because maybe
We're trying.
Yeah.
it's on the top. In the top of your screen, you have options to add people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Voilà.
Okay. I hope it works better.
Okay, so anyway, we need to make up strategies to get information of people outside the building as well as inside the building, and we launched some surveys and for people who are inside the building. But we should go outside and talk to people out there as well.
Well, in our case, we're doing that. So
Okay.
this is also a matter of knowing how we'll be working together. I mean, if you're not going outside to reach out the neighborhood, it's okay. I mean, it's not something you have to do it. But if we want to maybe keep the same pace or to try to do similar project, from what I read, you don't have really interventions. You're just going to go and measure what's the actual routes and connect, and how they move to one place to another. What's your experience? That's what I understand from your objective.
Yeah, that's true. And we might as well, for our urban designers, we might do some small interventions, but that's on really small scale, I think.
So the difference here, I think, just to put it out, the difference is that in our case, we are thinking of different scales and of different ways. We're really looking forward on how FSPAC becomes an anchor institution of the area and how it takes another kind of role in the community.
Yeah.
So that's like the final objective. We're looking forward to see how that could happen and how that would be possible, to say in some way. And I think that's not your focus, or I'm wrong.
That's correct.
Okay.
For now, is the behavior of the students who is using the building and the area of the David City Center, and the students will focus with the survey. So you got a lot of.
We got about 30 response for now.
And also they have to do with a few foreign students to make a diary, so they can say what where do we move in Deventer? So we live somewhere in Deventer in the city. We moved to Saxion, the university, and also, and how do we use the city center of Deventer? And we want to know their behavior.
Yeah, and
Okay.
we're really trying to track them, and we spoke about it with you last time, and you mentioned Google Maps as a tracking tool, and we're going to implement that. We're going to use that. It's a very nice, useful tip you gave us. So we're working on that right now. We're hoping to launch that part of the research this week or the upcoming days. So for now, we have those surveys going. We want to implement the diary. And as Jeroen said, it's really about the connection between the university and the inner city. It's not really about close neighborhoods, but it's more about the students and the way they move and how they experience the way in Deventer.
Okay,
So it's less about the community.
Yes. Okay. So I think it's more clear now that we could keep sharing experience about one of the aspects of the projects. I mean, that are in common. Your idea, it's included in what we're doing in some way or the other. We're not including downtown and the relation with downtown. We're more including surroundings. So that would be like one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Point out. And the other difference will be like, in our case, we have like a vision to the future of what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
We'll build like one assessment for one period of time, and maybe that will be useful for other decision making, I guess.
Yeah.
And another difference is that we have an intervention that it's important. It has an important scale for our university. The parking lot is one of the, let's say, the only area that we have like a outside space of the university.
Okay.
So in our case, we are doing an intervention. In your case, you're not doing an intervention.
Yeah.
So these differences, I just wanted to make them clear, to point them out. And I think where we could keep collaborating as we've been doing until now, like the example that you're giving about Google Maps. I guess that when the experiences that you're having of doing in the survey, and maybe when you take a look to the mapping sessions that we're doing over here, we can handle a conversation where we could start sharing values and experiences around it. I can tell you one thing, that a survey related to community development, or to really know a relationship, is not so easy to know it by a digital way, let's say. Or you will have something without a lot of, let's say, taste or feeling, or I don't know, like flesh.
Yeah, of course. There's always a social desirable aspect in it, but it's nice to get at least a little bit the idea how the feeling is about the surroundings. One of the major next to the the real behavior in moving from one spot to the other spot.
Okay.
And we're also comparing other cities. So there's a document about another city we're looking at the moment, and well, we're trying to compare other cities as well. So we don't get a, how do you say it? It's not about, we want this research to be applicable for you as well. So we're trying to get an outcome which can be used for you as well. So we can say something about the students, about your students in Cluj. We're trying to do that, but it's hard, but we're trying to make a applicable research outcome for you. And it's really about the experiences students have while traveling around in the city.
Well, I just have Bogdana just bring to me the survey that you are applying. Take a look to it, and I would see how we can tropicalize it or adapt it, or the option of applying it to the whole institution. Because I also have to point out that seeing right now the mapping sessions might be only applied to at the most 100 persons, you know, from the whole faculty, and the faculty has more than 1,000 members.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm really only doing a sample of the whole thing to build my assessment for my research.
For you too.
So the one that you're proposing, tool that could be applied to the whole institution and get a closer and a more deeper view our roads and functions and how we move and displace from one place to the other. So let me take a look to it, and also with Bogdana, and we'll see and we figure out how we could do that so that we will be able to compare. I think the thing about comparing is very powerful.
Yes.
So it would be super great that we could apply what you're doing over there, over here. So let me take a look, and maybe I don't know if we could arrange another session for next week and keep debating this.
Yeah.
Let me, during this semester, I also teach a class. It's Introduction to Urban Planning. It's an elective class for undergraduate students. I could take your survey and try to do it like exercise with them.
Yeah.
And of course, using the university, Babos Boy University instead of your university.
Yeah.
And I could try to test your issue on our students and see outcome. Would that be helpful in any way?
Yeah, that's really useful, I think.
Yeah.
Do we have the version of your survey that we could?
No,
Yeah, I can upload it to Basecamp, and I will
Sure.
just link you into it so you get a notification.
Sure, please do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this way I will have at least 10 students that do have a little bit of an understanding of urban planning, and do it as an exercise this week to see what kind of answers I get from them.
Yeah, cool. That's really useful for us. Thank you.
Okay, so we have already things to do. That's good. So next session, we might be talking about how to apply it in a big scale over here. And please give us your feedback about the tool that we're using over here. Maybe we can also compare this thing, and maybe not using a parking lot like in our case, but maybe you have another area which you could try to do a little bit of exploration, what could happen there.
Yeah. Okay.
So it'd be also very nice to test both tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will have a look at your tool, indeed.
Yeah. And
I will send you the guide. I will send you the guide on how these mapping sessions are made, and please open that it was built into the variables of our university and of the things that happen through the process of testing. So please feel free to change or add whatever you will think is necessary, and maybe we could discuss that in another session.
Yeah, cool. Just tag me into your documents, and we will find it.
Yeah, sure, I will. I'll attach you to the guide, which is basically the file that I'll send from this side, and from your side you will upload the survey that we could modify to make it more to tropicalize it to FSPAC, let's say.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, great. Just for planning purpose, shall we meet next Monday?
Well, I think it will be very nice to keep a pace, and I think we'll get better and better each time we see each other. I guess that this session.
Yeah, I hope so.
this session was more productive than the past one, so I think that we're in crescendo. So let's keep it going. I appreciate to have another group, external group, where I can bounce what's going on over here, because it's very useful from my side. I hope it's useful also for your side.
Yeah.
It's as well from our side. So, well, it's a great experience, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if you have further questions or things that we should talk about.
For now, I don't think so. And if we have a question, I think I can reach you on WhatsApp or something.
Yeah, you can use WhatsApp for questions. Also, you can please feel free to use the Basecamp in any means for your organization. I mean, the tool is available; it's open for you to use it. As you can see there, also you can see all the teams that are working over here in our side.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever is useful for you, go ahead. Basecamp or WhatsApp.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Sounds good.
So, well, next week we will Skype again at 4 a.m. our time, 5 a.m. your time.
Yes.
Well, if you don't change your hours, or you already changed your hour over there.
Yeah, we did it, and you too. See.
Okay, so we're both in standard time. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
So,
Oh, zeg dat?
All right.
Oh, sorry. PM, 4 p.m. My bad.
yeah.
Okay. So see you next Monday, and from here to Monday, we'll keep in touch by the tools we're using.
Yes. Okay, see you next Monday.
Okay.
Nice to see you.